When it comes to resilience, modeling empathy helps kiddos to have an understanding. When you don't understand something and you're confused, it's a very quick little fuse to moving towards power struggle or moving towards temper tantrum or meltdown. Anytime there's misunderstanding and confusion gets mixed in, like I said, feelings are like math equations. When you misunderstand and on top of it you're confused and on top of it you're being told, hurry up, do this right this minute. It's what are we supposed to do? Fight or flight? We're gonna melt down. Fear comes in, and then we start limiting ourselves, and we feel like we're never gonna be, that we're not gonna be able to do the thing, and we're scared because it's like all this loud noise, and we don't understand, right? It's so important too to model the empathy coming from our parent side or our caregiving side, because it gives them a peaceful place to make decisions. If there is a setback, if there is something that happens that's not powerful, that they can regulate, think, and choose a behavior or another feeling that is going to be productive for that situation. The best example I can give right now is if the house starts burning and it's on fire, and you have, like I said, let's say we have two 18-year-olds. One of them is your 18-year-old and one of them is a random 18-year-old that hasn't gone through Train Up with Angela. So the one that hasn't gone through Train Up with Angela, by the time they're 18, when smoke starts happening, they start panicking and they start basically, let's just say ridiculously, that they're just running around in a circle. Your child is going, what are you doing? It's okay. Hey, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Let's come here. Just calm down. Calm down. Okay, we've got to go. We've got to go. We're going to go. Look at the windows over here. It's open. They're brrrr. Eventually, your child's going to know that, okay, there's nothing more I can do here for that person. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm getting to that window because they're watching them. They're empathetic. They know, okay, come on. And the thing is they will end up being a leader, because when they go, hey, I'm going to go to the window. Watch this. Take a deep breath. Just follow me. That's what's going to happen. The way to simulate is to do those things. So when you have a setback, you've got to be able to yourself regulate your emotions. So you take a deep breath. The best example is when you've said, don't go do that, and then your child just goes and deliberately does it. My head even gets hot. When they do that, I'm like, oh. And what I'll say to them, because the way I regulate is to add comedy, because I realize my hot head needs water. Like, I need water. So I'm going to add funniness, happiness, joy, anything that's positive. I'm going to try to get excited. And so something like that, I'll be like, are you kidding me? Didn't I just tell you not to do that? What? Are you joking right now? That is absolutely not okay. And this depends on whether it's safe or not. If it's not safe, then they're not going to get as much animation, but they will get more of that rod of a voice, and it goes straight to the rod. I do want to simulate those two things, because an unsafe defiance is where we accidentally, and this is where parents again hug. I get it. This is where the spankings come in. This is where, the corporal punishment absolutely comes in, because our fear that we haven't been able to regulate turns into, what's the quickest way for them to understand is to be hurt, technically. Okay? And so I get it. I totally get it. The best example I have for that is when I came around the corner in my sister's house. She was boiling eggs. She was making hard-boiled eggs, and there was a big pot of boiling water on her, and she had an island, and my little niece was walking and so I come around and I see her reaching up, and and the handle of the pot is like this, and she's reaching, and she just, thank God she couldn't reach it. But when I came around the corner, my 10,000 days saw that thing falling on top of her and her skin melting off of her body. I'm not even joking. That's literally what went through my head. And she couldn't even reach it, technically. I mean, she was trying and she couldn't. But just that inch that was in between that handle that was, so always put your handles in. But that handle that was hanging out scared me so much that I went over. She had a diaper and I said, "Wah, bam!" I was like, no, right? I didn't even have thank you back in that day. We'll learn about that too. No! Boom! And spanked her. And then immediately, I mean, my fingers were... So what happened is I hit her diaper, and this literally is what happened. So these three fingers were welted on her poor little leg. So guaranteed she never went to the stove again. I mean, that's the good thing. I immediately started crying because yes, I was hurt, but it wasn't because I was hurt. It was because I saw how I hurt her and realized that was probably one of my true moments of understanding that I have to be more empathetic to the style of corporal punishment, because I realize that sometimes it's the fear. So what do I have to do to help parents to stay away from getting to that point where they're so fearful that we're having the limiting belief that something is going to be bigger than it is, so that we feel like the only out is to make them hurt. So it's the quickest way for them to learn is to teach even the parents how to be empathetic to the situation and how to regulate and how to be emotionally fit, so that we can all work together and be a team, and that your child will even come away with more power, because there's more power in being able to be emotionally sound than it is to be able to be a boxer. Okay? I mean, actually the boxing turns into making them not be able, getting hit in the head too much actually takes away not only your emotional intelligence, but your cognitive intelligence eventually. So what's the point, right? Anyway, I've never even thought about that. That's really powerful.